Hi everyone, my name's Alex. Welcome to Broken Pines Farm. If this is your first time, welcome. Otherwise, welcome back. If you like this type of content, make sure to subscribe, like, and comment. I would love to have you back. Sorry I've been gone for so long. I meant to post last week, but a pipe got clogged in the basement. It burst, it spewed sewage stuff all over the walls. The plumbing's kind of sheet at the house, so the vent got full of water. It was a big headache. It took all of my free time last week to just try and fix it. In the end, I just ripped everything out and started from scratch. Now it's beautiful. It works so well. I'm always like, oh, I should have done that in the first place. But time, money, and time is the biggest one. I can't be everywhere at once. Either I'm inside the house or I'm out on the property. And right now the house is taking a lot of time because I am trying to finish that family room for Camille, so we can have a nice Christmas downstairs. My goal is to have a nice fireplace downstairs where we can put the Christmas stockings and just sit down and have so much fun. That's the goal. Today on the agenda, a little review of the Woodland Mills WC68 wood chipper. I'll take you for a little walk around. I'll explain how it works. And from there, I'll tell you my thoughts. All right, let's go. Damn it. That was for you, Kyle. If you don't know Kyle from Spicer Designs, go check him out. It's worth the watch. All right, Woodland Mills WC68. 68 means 6 inches by 8 inches. So the opening over here is 6 inches by 8 inches. Don't quote me, but I think it's a 46, that's a smaller model, and an 88, that's a bigger model. The horsepower rating for this one is between 20 and 50 horsepower. So the tractor with its 35, 36 is right smack dab in the middle. When you transport it, it folds up like this, keeps the weight compact and further and closer to the tractor, which is what you want. So it's less stress on the PTO. And it's just an easy 2 clips. And then you just unclip this and we click it down here, which is like your little transmission arm. So neutral, forward, and reverse. Let me show you. Simply grab it, close it. There's one clip here, and there's one clip on this side. Whoop. Take this out, the clip, take the pin, and then play with the handle. Yeah. Put in here. And there you are. You're good to go. Now I keep it up in the air when I do this because it's easier, and then you can just drop it down so it's nice and secure. So this is the setup I've started using. I do have a small trailer that's not really roadworthy, but I fixed it up enough. It was left over to previous owners. It was in quite a state of disrepair. It's still not great, but at least it rolls. And it's attached to the trailer bar. This is an add-on. So everything, this piece, the ball, everything's an add-on. I think it was about $200, and it allows me to tow the trailer. So what I do is I kind of jackknife it like this, and then I can feed stuff in the infeed, and then the chips end up there, so I can carry everything myself, especially that I'm using the wood chips for weed control. It makes great compost eventually. It looks better. It's much cleaner, so I love being able to produce my own mulch. As we move around on the side here, here is the speed control for the roller. Imagine 10 is like normal speed, and what you can do is just slow it down. I leave it around 6 because I feel that there's no need to rush. Most of the stuff I chip is not super hard, but I'm in no hurry. This is where your instructions would be. I don't leave them in there because it's not crazy watertight. Then this bar here moves, so you would have, this is forward if you want to chip, neutral, and down is backwards, so it would spit the pieces back at you. This is the cap for the reservoir. If you open it, there's a nice filter so that nothing gets in there. I don't want to open it because it's kind of dirty and I don't want anything to fall in my hydraulic fluid. Note, you do not have any hydraulic fluid from factory. You need to buy some. That slowed down my setup, so remember that. This is a nice chute. It kind of looks like a big snowblower, and it rotates 360. There's a pin here. You pull it down, and the thing spins. So I would just set it up like so that This just sends everything into my trailer. Nice and convenient. And I just have to push it around a bit. And eventually I see that there's a channel here. So I would love to set some type of back door so I can carry even more chips. A lot of grease points. Everything came pre-greased from factory. Everything's nice. Here you have the PTO that feeds the flywheel with the cutters. And then there's a belt that goes to the hydraulic pump to power the feeder. And so this is not bolted, just so I can show you guys. But usually it's bolted so you can't open it. Here's the massive flywheel with the cutters. I have had one jam. If I was cutting some red pines, these guys, and I basically trimmed them so that the alley is clear of branches so I don't scratch the tractor or any vehicle that goes in there. And they stayed there for about 3 months, and they started to decompose just enough that it became kind of ooey, and they just got stuck in there. So you gotta be careful. It was easy to see though because there was nothing coming out of the chute anymore. So I knew there was an obstruction. So all I did is I opened it, started the PTO with nobody around, and unclogged itself. The good thing is this is a two-sided cutter. You can see there's a side here and a side here. So once this side is kind of damaged, I can just flip it before I have to buy a new one. So that's really nice. Now I don't recall when washing the others if they had a protection like this, the little netting, which I think is quite ingenious. It's a smart idea because it stops things from kicking back at you. When installed, I followed the instructions and it said to leave the bolts or the nuts on the outside. Somebody suggested that the head, which is rounded, should be on the inside, and then the nut, that's kind of easy to stop things, should be on the outside, which makes sense. But so far I haven't got anything stuck in there, so I'm kind of lazy for that. Once it works, I hate undoing something to redo it. So for now it's going to stay like this, but if you're doing it for the first time, it wouldn't be a bad idea to flip these. The one thing I absolutely do not like, and I feel like it might be an oversight, is look at this. There's a little ledge here that stuff gets caught on. I wonder why I didn't do the opposite, where this piece sits on top of this piece so that nothing gets stuck. So sometimes we'll throw things and they won't advance because they get stuck. So you have to manually clear it, which is a bit annoying. It kind of seems like an oversight. I double checked everything and I don't think it's a problem with my assembly because that's a significant gap. So I don't think it's on my end, although no, looking at everything, maybe it's my fault. I don't know. You fellows out there that have this wood chipper, do you have that gap? Because it's a bit annoying. If I can fix it, let me know. I'd be more than happy to do it. All right, let me show you how it works. If you have a Grand L tractor, this is an L4060, and you can't find a way to bypass your seat tilt switch, I made a video about it. It's what allows you to start the PTO while being out of the tractor. Go check it out. There's a video I show you how to bypass it. And like most implements for compact and subcompact tractors, this runs at 540 RPM on the PTO. So pull towards you, it's feeding. Push, comes back. Right now it's because the branches at the Y is kind of pushing against it. Amazing, I love it. Final verdict, easy answer, I love it. It works so well. There's a couple things that, like, the oil didn't come with it, but I'm not gonna fault them. That's just me. And if you watch this a short, I actually fed a 6-inch tree trunk in there, and it wasn't the fault of the chipper. The tractor Kind of struggled, the RPM kind of dipped a bit, and at the end it got stuck just because one part was a little bit wider than 6 inches, so it just got wedged. But the chipper took it like a champ. Sometimes it's hard to feed with the infeed. You have to get under the wheel for it to start feeding, or if it's a little bit rotten and the bark peels off and has no grip, it's gonna struggle to get it in there. And sometimes the pieces, if they're too dry, they just snap off and they just don't want to feed inside of the thing. Otherwise, I've had zero problems with it. And the fact that I can make my own wood chips, because as you saw behind, there's a bunch of Christmas trees there. Maybe not with the old ones, but the new ones I'm planting, I am putting wood chip as control for the weeds. I don't want to use any chemicals. We're trying to have a permaculture approach. Same thing with the orchard. I'm making big rows of cardboard and then wood chip on top. And now that I don't have limited supply, I have unlimited access to wood chips. Unbelievable, so useful. I looked at other things. This was $3,600 before tax, before shipping. I think all in all, with the adapter, don't quote me, I think I paid $42 out the door, if I remember correctly. It arrived on a big 18-wheeler at my front door. Grabbed the tractor with the forks, picked it up, brought it in. It was very simple. It was quick. Things in the $3,500 price range that's not attached to a tractor is only gravity fed. Has a small engine on it, gravity fed. I think 3 inches is the max you take. I hate those. You gotta sometimes struggle with them. I look at renting. If you're renting, it's only those really from like the hardware stores. You can rent the big industrial ones, but it was $1,200 for 4 days. And I mean, sometimes it's not convenient to do everything in 4 days. And I love the fact that I can just make a pile, come back later, start chipping, use my chainsaw to do some stuff. If it's in the open, I want to make some wood chips, I'll chip it. If it's in the woods, usually I'll pile it for the little rodents and little animals to have some shelter. But otherwise, it made more sense for me financially to purchase it, because 3 rentals or 4 rentals equals one of these. Obviously, you need a $40,000 tractor in front of it for it to work. But if you have it already, then it's a no-brainer for me. I first saw this in action through Sandy from Sawing with Sandy. Go check out his channel, amazing guy, really fun stuff to watch. A lot of sawing with his sawmill, which I would love to have one day. He also has the Woodland Mills stump grinder like I do. And also I noticed that Mitch over at Academy Farm, great channel, great guy. He does a lot of stuff. He just installed a piranha bar in front of his tractor, which I wish I had something like that, because my bucket has zero grip when I'm trying to pick up stuff in the big piles. But he just cleared some land for some trails with it. It looks really nice. I want to say he has an L2501. This is off the top of my head, but he's running a similar wood chipper. He also has a stump grinder, and he also has a Husky 570. So clearly a man of taste. Go check him out. I'll put the I'll put the links in the description for you guys to go check out the channels. Same with Kyle at Spicer Design. I love his content. He's a funny guy. Particular, but very funny. I find him very funny. Otherwise, great setup for me. Leftover shitty trailer that I fixed. It attaches to the wood chipper. Now I can move stuff around without having to take off the implement in the back, because before I had to use a drawbar. You have to drop your implement. I don't have the quick attach. It's a bit of a pain in the butt. But for the meantime, it works for me. I'm soon going to have to take this off to put the stump grinder, because I do have to clear some space for the Christmas trees next year. Otherwise, extremely pleased with the quality. Everything works well. Everything's easy access. The instructions are crystal clear. It's very simple to set up. There's a lot of accessories. If something breaks on it, there's a lot of parts easily accessible. It's well made. It's priced right. It's made here in Ontario. So I love the fact that I'm supporting an Ontarian company. It's close to home. If I can support local, I will, even if it's a bit more expensive. But in this case, I feel like it's very well priced, and I'm very satisfied with it. What do you guys think? Do you guys have a wood chipper? Would you want a wood chipper? In my case, it's amazing. Now that I have easy access to it. Same in front of the garden now this year. We're gonna do garden beds only, and in the path, wood chips. I'm gonna try to bring the level up, because it has some weird dips and valleys with wood chips. Eventually it will break down and it will become soil. It's going to do some weed control for me, so I think it's a win-win-win in my case. I'm not going to go too deep into wood chips, because I can bore you to death about it. But in the end, what about you? Do you have one? Do you want one? You think it's useful? Do you think it's useless? If anything, it's satisfying to use, that's for sure. And the best part is it cleans up the area. It just looks so much better when it's not overcrowded with a bunch of branches and stuff lying around. It just looks so much cleaner and so much nicer. Thank you so much for watching. If you've liked it, make sure to hit that thumbs up, subscribe for more content, and leave a comment down below. I'd love to hear from you. You guys have some great ideas sometimes, and it just makes my job a lot easier if I don't have to figure it out by messing up. When you guys can share me some tips and tricks, I really appreciate it. Otherwise, thank you so much for watching. Take care. I'll see you next time. I made a boo-boo. Sometimes the branch just gets caught and it whips at you, so be careful.